The last topic that we were discussing, sex determination.
Yes.
That we will do some questions and let us. Our environment we are done.
Yes.
We are done. So we have to move on to control and coordination. All of you have your volume, right? Take out your volume. Let us solve few questions from that chapter. दोनों के पास है वॉल्यूम? अच्छा चलेगा वैसे भी नोटबुक में ही लिखना है. Take out your volume, all of you. Mark some questions. The chapter on heredity, is it understood? Doubt है? Clarify करो if there's a doubt. Any topic not understood, girls? आया समझ में? Doubt है कुछ? अच्छा, try solving some questions. Check whether you have understood. What is the page number? Tell me. नहीं इसमें 14 हाँ है. I think I had asked you to mark the questions the other day. Mark करवाया था क्या questions?
Last time हम लोगों ने volume नहीं लाया.
अच्छा.
आपने page number 11 question number 11
अच्छा. Page 37 में
Ma'am, I want the marks. I got 20 on 30.
20.
8 on 30.
Wow, super है. ये टेस्ट
Exam.
स्कूल एग्जाम कितना मार्क का था?
30.
Only biology was
No.
science,
Yeah.
complete science. तो separate sections में कैसे मिले मार्क्स?
Bio and physics out of and bio and chemistry out of and physics.
2 marks. Okay, good. Keep it up. तो एक टेस्ट में अच्छा किया, so that should be a motivation. हर एक now that you are in the 10th वो बहुत important है. हर एक टेस्ट में what is your performance?
I got 33.
40 में 33 40 में. तो breakups कैसे मिला?
Ma'am, I got 11 in bio.
11 out of 15.
No, 14.
14 अच्छा और
And chemistry I got 12 out of 30. I lost marks in physics.
कितना मिला फिजिक्स में आउट ऑफ 15?
No, out of 39. 9.
बायो और फिजिक्स में दोनों में ज्यादा मार्क्स किया. बायो में कहाँ पे मार्क्स किया?
Ma'am and MCQ.
चैप्टर कौन सा था? फर्स्ट
First
चैप्टर
chapter.
लाइफ प्रोसेस. अच्छा. Now go to page 38. Pen. Go to page 38. I think we did not solve this. Check. Question number 4. Question number 4 done. Question number 6. Seven. Eight. 9. 11, 12, almost a repeat of what I gave you right now. So 11 and 12 we'll try doing this later. 14. 21. 26. This question I had given you earlier. Check karo. 26. I think we have done. Check. A trait is inherited but not expressed. Did we do this question earlier? I feel I have given you.
Yes.
No?
We did.
अच्छा, तो 26 is done.
recessive traits.
हाँ. Number 28. Number 28. So this questions we are going to solve. You have the book. Keep this. This questions we are going to solve. Come on, start. We'll try starting the next chapter also today. Is this okay? कि कम करना है? जैकेट पहन के आके कोल्ड है, फीवर है? Not well. Taking medicines. Went to school. Exams कब से है?
4th August.
4th August time है. चलो, we'll do this. Take out your notebooks, all of you. Take out your notebooks, all of you, and continue. One by one, all these questions we will solve, and after that, we'll try and introduce the next topic, that is next chapter, that is control coordination. Take the first question. It's an MCQ question. Try to solve. All of you, no talking. Break में बात 4 से start. 4 से start. For all of you, read. You have a doubt, जहाँ पे concept समझ में नहीं. You don't have the volume. Volume नहीं है. क्यों? कौन सा चैप्टर चल रहा है?
कंट्रोल एंड कोऑर्डिनेशन चल रहा है.
पिछले दिन था क्लास में. तो you are not in the class. उसके पास भी नहीं है वॉल्यूम.
इसके पास है.
ये तो सो रहा था उसे. चलो, go and get one volume from him. Go. 2. Ask him for 2 volume. I need to refer to the questions also. Go and ask for 2. This is volume 2. Karo, go ahead, pass. You should not take the entire period for solving these questions. What is the answer for the first one? Tell me. Read the statements properly.
Option C.
4 seconds.
C. Yes.
Let me get the book. Keep solving. I'll ask you individually now. Once I get the book, I'm going to ask you individually. Mila? एक तुम ले लो. Okay, so the first question, that is page 37, 38. Chromosomes are carry hereditary information, that's correct. Thread-like structures inside the nucleus, that is also correct. Always exist in pairs.
No.
Always exist in pairs. No, but in the gametes, no. In the gametes, no. And involved in the process of cell division? Yes. So option 1, 2, and 4 is correct.
Yes.
C. Always present in pairs, because in gametes they are single. That's why. The next question I gave you is number 6. Number 6 I gave you. Sex chromosome in human males and females are this. Statistically, probability of getting either a male or a female is 50%. Justify the statement giving reason. The same answer the other day I gave you with the flow chart and the explanation. Did I give you that explanation there? Akina? Did we complete the flow chart the other day? देखो
Yes, ma'am.
उसके बाद मैंने explanation दिया है नहीं no अच्छा तो then we'll have to write this 6 for answer number 6 first the first part of your answer will be the flow chart पूरा flow chart देना है पूरा flow chart लिखना है उसके बाद हाँ उसके बाद मैंने explanation नहीं दिया ना okay so the flow chart will be there and after that the explanation let us write question number 6 justify the statement giving reason right the male body produces two types of gametes the male body produces two types of gametes half carrying X chromosomes half carrying X chromosomes and the other half carrying Y chromosomes. X and Y to be written in capital letters. Half carrying X chromosomes and the other half carrying Y chromosomes. Full stop. The female body produces only one type of gamete. Female body produces only one type of gamete. That is, what are the female gametes known as?
X.
Female gametes. Female gametes are known as. Female, तुम लोग भी रहे हो और ovum. What are the female gametes known as? Ovum. Male gametes are sperm. So the other day I had written those words. The next chapter again we are going to study a little bit in detail. So what is that statement? That is all ovum. I'm sorry, all female gametes. Cut that word ovum. All female gametes carry X chromosomes. All female gametes carry X chromosomes. Full stop. Full stop. If the X carrying difficult no for you. Are you able to manage? If the X carrying sperm fertilizes the ovum, if the X carrying sperm fertilizes the ovum, the zygote gives rise to what? A male or a female offspring? A female offspring. Zygote gives rise to a female offspring. Full stop. Next slide. If the Y carrying sperm fertilizes the ovum, if the Y carrying sperm fertilizes the ovum, the zygote formed gives rise to a male offspring. Zygote formed gives rise to a male offspring. Full stop. Thus, the probability of developing a male or a female offspring probability of developing a male or a female offspring from the zygote is 50%. Is 50%. Okay. So that is number 6. I gave you number 8. 7. See there, if we cross a tall plant, what is the genotype of the tall plant given?
Hybrid.
Hybrid. It is a, what is this condition known as? Heterozygous. So the parent is heterozygous. With a short plant, homozygous recessive. What ratio of hybrid and homozygous plants shall be obtained in the F2 generation? Show with the help of a flow chart. Will you be able to do this? In the typical example, what did we take? In the typical example, we had taken the dominant phenotype, homozygous tall, other side homozygous dwarf. Now you are not taking this. Now what are you taking? What is one of the parental combination? One parental combination is what now? What are the parents now? The parents or the parent plants are what now shown? The parent plants, one is this one. What is the other? The other is this one. Then you'll have to show how many type of gametes.
Dominant one will be taller.
The expression is the same. This also, this remains tall. This will express in homozygous and heterozygous both like previous. Features remain. क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे? वो क्या रहा? हाँ?
So, handkerchief figure with,
हैंकरचिप गिर गया तो उठाओ ना.
हाँ वही उठाया
तो
थोड़ा एज पे था ना तो अंदर रखा.
okay. So now you try. What are the steps? करो फटाफट. Gametes. And so ये है. This is the F1 plant they are saying. F1 generation, and you'll have to find out the F2. Find out the F2 generation, and then write down by the crisscross method. Write down the genotype and phenotype. Karo fatafat fast. All of you should do this and show me. Check whether you are clear or not about this. The first parent is heterozygous, the other one is homozygous recessive. First, how many type of gametes here and how many type of gametes here you find out. How many type of gametes here? How many type of gametes here? 2. How many type of gametes here?
2.
One. And then do now. Method, the process will remain exactly the same. Steps exactly same here. This is a question which has come in one of the years earlier. So this type of questions you should be acquainted with. You should be able to understand how to start. And the steps you should be very clear. Parents, gametes, F1. Then gametes, then F2. Flowchart method hai, flowchart method to do. Punnett square hai, Punnett square method to do. So now how many types of gametes? What do I write here? Tell me. How many types of gametes I write here?
big T,
Capital T, small t. What do I write here?
small t.
Small t. The types are the same, but I write twice because 2 chromosomes. Then I go by the flowchart method. If this is fertilizing, then what is the genotype? If this is fertilizing, what is the genotype? This is fertilizing. And the last one, this is the genotype. What is the question asking you? What is the proportion of this type of plants, heterozygous and homozygous? What will you write? What is the phenotypic ratio? What is the phenotypic ratio? 1:1. So 2 plants heterozygous, 2 plants homozygous. Or if I go by the phenotypic and the genotypic ratio both, let us write down the genotypic ratio first. What about the genotypic ratio? Same, no? 2 and 2. So can I write 1:1? Yes. What about the phenotypic ratio? Out of 4 plants, 2 are tall and 2 are dwarf. So same, 2:2, meaning 1:1. Clear then? Karo, complete all of you. And then move on to the next question. After number 7, look into number 8. Number 8, did I ask you to do? Number 8?
Yes.
Go through the question. Number 8, a student crossed 3 plants having round and yellow seeds. That's the same concept. He found that only one type of seeds were produced in the F1 generation. When these F1 plants are self-pollinated, then in addition to the seed type of F1, some new plants in the F2 generation are obtained. Question number 8. Mention the dominant traits observed in F2 generation. What are the dominant traits? What is the dominant trait in the F2 generation? Round seeds and yellow. Round and yellow seeds. So keep writing. You can write down the answer in your volume also there. Round and yellow seeds. That is the dominant traits. Number B. What are the new possible combinations in F2? What are the new possible combinations in F2? What is it? What are the new possible combinations in F2? What to write? What are the new combinations?
Yellow and
Parental combinations are round and yellow,
and green.
wrinkled and green. These are the parental combinations. Children, try to understand. Wrinkled and yellow and round and green. Write down there. In your book itself, you write with pencil. Round and green. This is a new combination. Round and green and wrinkled and yellow. Round and green and wrinkled and yellow. These are the new combinations. Read question number C1. Tell me what the answer should you write. C1. Give reason why the traits which were not visible in the F1 reappeared in F2 generation, while the ratio of different type of seeds obtained in F2. What is the ratio in this? Okay, so what is this? C sub number 1 stating. C sub number 1 is saying, what is the reason? Traits in the F1 generation were not there, but in the F2 generation they are reappearing. What is the answer you will write for this? Certain trait in the F1 was not appearing because it was a recessive trait. The same trait in the F2 generation is reappearing because the alleles are present in the homozygous condition. Okay, let us write this answer. C sub number 1. C sub number 1, let us write. Certain traits. Try to understand what answer I am giving you. How is it related to the question? Are you following or not? If not following, you'll have to raise your point, because otherwise I assume that you all are understanding. Then in the exam, you are not able to score good. Check out what answers I am dictating. I am asking you to write. I am solving here. Are you understanding or not? See that you are very clear about this, okay? Because this type of questions, one, you may expect. Sometimes direct straight questions you get, sometimes this type also. Okay, let us write. Give reason why the traits which are not visible in the seeds of F1 reappeared in the seeds of F2, right? The traits which does not reappear, traits which does not reappear, does not appear, cut that reappear, R-E cut. the traits which does not appear in the F1 generation in the presence of a contrasting trait, in the presence of a contrasting trait are recessive traits. Full stop. For example, the dwarf trait does not express in the F1 hybrid. Dwarf trait does not express in the F1 hybrid plant since it is in the heterozygous condition. Full stop. Next paragraph. Full stop. Next paragraph. This trait reappears. This trait reappears in the F2 generation. This trait reappears in the F2 generation because it is present in a homozygous condition. Because it is present in a homozygous condition. Write the ratio of different types of seeds in F2. Next paragraph. The ratio of different seeds in the F2 generation. Ratio of different seeds in the F2 generation is, what is it? Genotypic ratio क्या है? 1:2, 2:1. देखो, is 1:2. नहीं, this is monohybrid no? Monohybrid है, तो monohybrid का 1:2, 2:1. Genotypic तुम्हारे पोर्शन में dihybrid का है ही नहीं, but we just discussed that. Now come to the next question, 8 sub number 2. 8C sub number 2. What is meant by dominant and recessive? This definition already you have. We have already discussed this. Number 9, did I ask you? Number 9 is important. Now number 9, please try to answer. Number 9, read that question. All of you read that question, number 9. Follow. Read number 9. Sex of an individual is determined by different factors. Some animals rely entirely on the environment, while in some other animals, the individual may change their sex during the lifetime. Sex of some species is not genetically determined. Now, this is just an introduction given, where it is actually a concept where certain organisms like the insects, some mollusks like the snails and all, sometimes these jellyfishes and all, the sexes change according to the environment also. And quite a number of times this concept of XX, XY, when I talk about vertebrates and all complex animals, XX always means female, XY always means male. But ये क्या हर एक animal के लिए applicable है? No, there are quite a number of animals जिसमें, quite a number of lower group of invertebrates जिसमें XX males के लिए होता है and XY female के लिए होता है. This is one concept. Again, there are few type of organisms जिसमें environment के साथ sex change होता है. So quite a number of times, in order to avoid their predator, etc., for various different reasons, their sex may change. But this is just a concept given in the paper. The rest of the questions you are to solve based on the human concept of sex discrimination, XX and XY. Now let us go through those questions.
Also, this won't come as a major question in the book.
No, there's just one or two lines mentioned in your book.
Okay.
Some organisms have XY, most of the animals, now including human. What is the method of sex discrimination? XX, XY. Some organisms show XY and XX. For XY is for female. One or two sentences only mentioned in your textbook. There's no major question that will be put there. Hardly 1 mark question may come. Does sex remain affected by environment in certain organisms? Yes. Which type of organisms? Certain insects, invertebrates. Only that much. Okay.
Because I had read somewhere the turtles also are a part of
Environmental
Yes,
change.
Turtles
basically predation. Turtles basically for predation and environmental change. Lower invertebrates are majorly affected. So सिर्फ 2-3 लाइन ही है, एक बार पढ़ो, उसमें भी अगर कुछ नहीं है, कुछ doubtful है तो पूछो. Then let us go to this question. Now, what is the statistical probability? Let us now talk about the last part. However, in human, the sex of an individual is largely determined genetically. What is the statistical probability of getting either a male or a female child? 50%. लिखो answer लिखते जाओ. 50%. Write the number of pair or pairs of sex chromosome present in human being. Pairs of sex chromosome in human being? One. One pair, that is 2 chromosomes. How many pairs of sex chromosome in human being? No confusion at all. The other day I had given you those breakups, those concepts. One pair, that is 2 chromosomes. Which pair? No, which pair of chromosome it is? The 23rd pair. The 23rd, the last pair, the 23rd pair. Then, citing 2 examples justify the statement sex of an individual is not always determined genetically. Write down this answer there. Write down this answer in your notebook. Just 2-3 lines you write. Citing 2 examples justify the statement sex of an individual, right? In organisms like lower invertebrates, lower invertebrates such as jellyfishes, Bonalia, snails, etc. And even in wasp also they have got the XX, XY. XX is for the no, these are not microorganisms. These are like aquatic organisms, but these are not microorganisms, multicellular organisms. Just write 1 or 2 examples minimum you write there. Sex of an individual, write down the sex of certain invertebrates such as does not follow. Take these 2 examples and then you write does not follow the pattern of sex determination. Does not follow the pattern of sex determination, that is inherited. Does not follow the pattern of sex determination, that is inherited genetically. That is inherited genetically. Full stop. In these organisms, environment plays an important role. Environment plays an important role in the development of, in these organisms, environment plays an important role in the development of sex of an organism. development of sex of an organism. Okay, so now the next question. Which one is the next I gave you? Next question, which one I gave you? कौन सा? Number 11.
11th और 12th बात नहीं करेंगे.
11th and 12th होमवर्क दिया मैंने. अच्छा, उसके बाद जाओ ना. उसके बाद number 14. 14 is again we are done. Now look into the same question there. Don't talk.
She's writing.
क्या मिस किया?
From the C part.
अच्छा लिखो. Now, but at the same time, listen also. Now, 14, justify the statement. Sex of the child will be determined by what they inherit from their father. Same paragraph, same explanation that I had given you for the previous question. So, he same concept likhna hai. If the eggs carrying sperm fertilizes the ovum, etc., etc. So, 14. After that, I gave you which one? Number 21. 21. What is the function of genes? What will you write? What is the function of genes? What will you write? Function of genes क्या लिखा है? What is it? What is the definition of genes to write?
Chemically specific
Segments of DNA
which defines the inheritance and expression of a particular
character or a trait. The definition of gene, write down again all of you. Definition of gene is basic. You should know. What is the definition of gene? The other day when I was explaining you DNA, that time also I told you. What is a gene? The moment we draw this DNA, always we understand this one small segment of the DNA is a gene. This one small segment of the DNA is a gene. So write it down. What is the definition of a gene, right? Number 21. What is the function of gene? Let us write down this. This is very important. Genes are the functional segment. Genes are the functional segment of the DNA molecule. Of the DNA molecule that carry information for expression of the expression of a character. Carry information for the expression of a character. So this is what you should write for gene. Number 22, what is the answer? 22, what is the answer? Scientific term used for science of heredity and variation is? What is it? What is it? Genetics. Write down there. Genetics. 22, 23. 23 we had done. 23, how will you define? Define inheritance. कैसे define करना है? Inheritance, this word we had used the other day at the start. I had given you the definition also. देखो लिखा कि नहीं? Definition inheritance. What is the definition of inheritance? The process of
out of a pair of
नहीं, that is the law. Inheritance के definition मतलब what is the definition of inheritance? The passing over of the characteristics from one generation to the next generation. This is what is inheritance. So how is the characteristics passing from one generation to the next generation? By the way of the chromosomes. लिखा है? नहीं लिखा? So what is the definition of inheritance? The passing over of the characteristics from one generation to another by the way of chromosomes. लिखो. Can you write on your own? This is the concept that you have to write. The passing of the characteristics. Passing of characteristics. लिखो. From one generation to the next. From one generation to the next या तो parents to offsprings भी लिख सकते हो. From one generation to the next by the way of chromosomes. By the way of chromosomes. So inheritance, this is what you should always write. Passing of characteristics from one generation to another by the way of chromosomes. (28A), you should be able to answer this type of questions now. 28A. 28A, देखो क्लियर है? 28A क्लियर है? 28A दिस साइड. B क्या है आंसर? B का बताओ. 28B, what is the answer? 28B, what is the answer? Which vital function is not controlled by autosomes? How many autosomes we have in our cells? How many autosomes?
44.
44. How many pairs? 22. What is the function of autosomes? Controlling all the somatic characteristics, मतलब bodily characteristics. What function they will not control?
Determining the sex.
हाँ, तो reproductive characteristics लिखना है. What functions the autosomes will not control? वहाँ पे लिख के रखो. They will not control reproductive characteristics. They do not control reproductive characteristics. So that is all. The rest of the questions again in some way or the other would be a repeat. So this you have to try solving on your own. Read the chapter. As you read the chapter, try solving. And whenever there's a doubt, you'll have to bring it to my notes. So from the previous two chapters, so we have finished what? Life processes. The entire concept of life processes we are done. Our environment. Our environment, I don't think so. मुझे दोबारा पूछना भी है कि you have a doubt. You should not have any doubt in that chapter. है क्या कोई doubt? No. Life process में कुछ है confusion now that you are studying. Are you studying now?
Yes.
पूरा chapter. और कौन absent था?
But I had an extra lecture.
कैसे?
वो request किया था तो I had online lecture.
Somebody else had done. So तुम एक request डालो, accordingly it will be done. And if anybody else is absent, you have to club together. Okay. And this particular chapter, heredity. So heredity, please go through, read. Life process में है कुछ confusion, कुछ पूछना है, कुछ clarifications है. Boards में ऐसे full mark लाना चाहिए ना. Science में those of you are at least planning to go ahead with science. How many of you are planning to go ahead with science? Hello, sir. Science.
क्या? Oh, science है कौन?
Science. हाथ नीचे करके science लिया. Okay, so try to get the perfect score in science. So it becomes easier for admission in your school or in another school. Understood? Even in your school also, even if you are the in-house children, then also they will keep a mark.
Yes.
In-house children के लिए भी कुछ भी mark मिलेगा, in-house admission मिल जाता है, not like that. Okay, so try to get a perfect score in science. Okay, now let us start. Should we start with the next chapter, control coordination? Time है ना 5 minutes. So control coordination. What is coordination? Which part, which system of our body should deal with our coordination? So now, if I talk about the concept of coordination, first thing is, what is the meaning of the word coordination and which type of cells are involved in this process? Write down in your notebook the chapter on control coordination we are starting. What is the definition of this word? Control and coordination majorly. What is the meaning of the word coordination? Coordination means working together. Now working together, the moment we are talking about working together, what is the basic concept of working together? There has to be a stimulus. For a stimulus, there has to be a response. Stimulus and a response. What is the meaning of the word stimulus? What is the meaning of the word stimulus? The fast sensation. Ninth standard में थोड़ा सा पढ़ा है ना? What is stimulus? What is stimulus? Can you give me one example of a stimulus?
If there is a hot iron rod,
हाँ.
touch it, you just pull your hand back. So it's a.
What is stimulus? Reflexes. Okay. So now, when we are talking about the word stimulus, now that you are walking on the road and you hear the horn of a car, you behave in a specific way. You walking on the road and you hear your friend calling, you behave in a different way. Now that I am talking, you are looking at me. Now that I put off the light, there will be an expression. Suddenly there's a power cut, you'll be so happy and excited. So all these responses are responses. Is it because of the stimulus always? Yes, for a specific stimulus, a specific response. As just now I said, the moment the bell ring, you'll be so happy, chalo, bach gaye. But now if I tell you that I'm going to take the next period also, then again the response will be different. So for every particular stimulus, the response is always different. Then which part of our body is doing all these? Which part of our body, which system is regulating all these? The nervous system. The nervous system. The nervous system. So now that I talk about the nervous system, where is the nervous system present in our body?
Spinal cord.
Spinal cord, brain. हाथ में nervous system नहीं है?
Yes. All over the body. All over the body.
Nervous system, when we say all over the body, in our eyes, in our skin, fingertips, hands, legs, feet, everywhere. What is the functional unit of the nervous system? What is it?
What is the functional?
Neurons.
Neurons. So now that I talk about the neurons, functional unit of the nervous system. How did you define the word neuron in the 9th standard? How did you define the word neuron in the 9th standard? Functional unit. How did you define the word neurons? Functional and structural unit of the nervous system. But if this is neurons, then what is the difference between these two words? Neurons
are a part of nerves. Nerves are long structures.
Neurons are a part of nerves, nahin?
Neuron is a cell, but nerve is a contains
Nahin. Nervous system contains that cell, that is good, that is correct. But neurons and nerves में कुछ difference है?
Neurons भी nephrons.
Neurons ही nerves बनता है. मतलब whenever I am talking about that, what is the difference between the neurons and the nerves? Neuron is one single cell which we cannot see with our naked eyes. We have to see with the help of a microscope. But these neurons, when bundled hundreds together, thousands together, they result in the formation of a very thin white thread-like structure. Quite a number of times, whenever we suffer from an injury, deep injury, we get to see on the surface of the skin the white thread-like structures which are thin, like a thread, but they contain hundreds and hundreds of the neurons. So what is the definition? Nerves are, आज तो सिर्फ इंट्रोडक्शन था. अगले दिन अगर सिंसियरिटी नहीं है, अटेंटिव नहीं हो, फिर से बाहर रखना पड़ेगा आधा घंटा. 10th standard I am teaching and you are talking. इसको ले जाना है घर तो लेके जाना, अगर बाद में बात करो. During the class you will not talk. आया बात समझ में? We'll start with this chapter the next class.
दूसरी क्लास
वो जो अरे जल्दी भाग नहीं फेंको नहीं. अरे निधि भेजेगा नहीं. निधि की ना जरा सब बैठ निकलो. वो बंद कर जल्दी.
अरे मेरी टेक्स्ट
एक मैम के पास वही सोच रहा हूँ मेरा बुक. अरे नहीं वो गौरंग का है. अरे भैया ये आपकी बुक है. ये बुक है. अरे चेक करो फिर अच्छे से. मेरी भी वॉल्यूम 2 ले गए होगे कभी. ये मेरी नहीं है. कहाँ मार रहा है? अरे जॉइन